Hi, welcome to LiTup 365, Autumn Session 4. This is I really love this time of year, and this is where I get to experience my favorite conversation about autumn, which is about this revealing our beauty and everything we've worked to build as we prepare to let it go. It can be so intimidating, but it's something we've done a million times before. So I want to talk about the trees. I get to talk about the trees now. And so this is my favorite part of this season. So there's the thing that happens, and I've talked about this in a previous session, how the tree's starting to pull the chlorophyll back down to its roots now to protect them in the winter and to start to dig deeper, which is what we'll do in winter as well. But as it does, as it pulls the chlorophyll, it pulls the green out of the leaves, because the green is not the leaves' natural colors. These bright yellows and oranges and reds and purples, these are the brilliant natural colors of the trees. And we're doing the same thing right now. We're in fall. We've hit the full culmination of who we are this year. This work we've done this year to become who we are, we're now reaping the bounty of that. I am seeing it all over in my life. I hope you are too, where I'm like, oh, I see where I am. I'm in this new experience of life transforming again to give me better and better. I've been saying for last couple months, this really random thought that was in my head that was, I don't want to live in the city anymore. I've lived in the city my whole life, and we've always gone. Now, I was a kid that grew up every weekend we went camping, and of course that was brilliant. So I lived in the city and we'd go to nature, and I love nature. But I started saying, I want to live in nature and go to the city. I want to live like in a small town or something, somewhere where I can just, walk out the door and into nature. And a series of events happened that are really about me letting go of the last of the dysfunctional relationships in my life. So I myself was letting go of dysfunction, but then I started realizing I was still letting myself have personal relationships with that, and I was letting that go, and part of it required a move, and I'm moving, and right by my house is a lake. And I went over there today, and 2 miles away, and I went and walked with my dogs along the lake. And this was something I did a few times last summer that was brilliant, just being by the lake. And I thought, oh, well, here it is, right close to me. I'm not all the way in nature yet, but I'm a step closer. And that's the culmination. I didn't even notice it was happening, and all of a sudden it's where I am. And this is what I'm talking about. It's what's already existing, but now the chlorophyll's been pulled away and we see it. Oh, so we're going to pay attention this session. We're going to look at, wow, what has changed? And then realize that, oh, now I need to let that go again, because I don't want to stagnate. I can be in the beauty of realizing this moment, but I still need to lean into the next one. And so here are the trees, and they're pulling this chlorophyll down into the roots to feed them. It's not forced. The leaves will naturally fall away. They're not yanking off their leaves. The leaves just fall away, right? It's what the tree does. And it'll plant seeds from this that we'll look at in the spring. But for right now, we're realizing the story that we've worked to be revealed throughout the year. We didn't know last fall that we could be who we are today. We didn't know what was possible. And we had an idea. We talked about it. We had an idea. And for me, what I'm realizing right now is that all the ideas I had are in this. They didn't come to me in the way I thought they would, but they're all here. So we've been recognizing this, everything that we have and have built to this point, and that we're ready to let go again, not because to be empty. We're not emptying ourselves. We're too full. We're overflowing at this point, right? I talk about this all the time. Living from the inside out is like skin. When you get a tan, your tan doesn't fade. What happens is when you get a tan, the skin is burned to a certain level to tan. And then over the course of not being exposed to the sun, the skin cells fall away and new skin is being pushed out. And that's where the tan goes. It empties our cup, but we're not having to let go. We're not having to remove it. We are organically letting go of our boxes. We are organically letting go. The skin is organically just falling away. And with it, our narratives, the stories of who we were, thinking that we're bound to that. We're already starting the new cycle of who we'll be. But right now is the time to celebrate what we've discovered through the full realization of our beauty. Again, not to hold, but to let go so something new can grow. But it's this realization that if we're holding on, if we're realizing this beauty and we're holding on to it, we're not sharing it, right? In the last session, we talked about sharing and not giving, receiving. We want to share the beauty with the world, right? This is the time to be in gratitude, to erase the history, erase the history of who we've been and say, I have no rules, no limitations. I can completely reveal who I am. I don't need to try and make anything happen. I am organically the natural product of possibility instead of historical data. We want to look at, what do I give naturally? What is an organic byproduct of who I am? What do I naturally reveal? The way the trees reveal those leaves. And what if letting go was about freedom? What if letting go was about sharing that beauty with someone else? One of my favorite things to do is clear out my closet. I accumulate clothes because I do everything secondhand. So people just give me clothes. And so then I clear and I get to know I have loved this garment. I have used it and I mean, go give it to a charity and someone else will run into it and love it and use it. And the same thing is true of what I've learned. What I've learned about me, I've shared. I spend my life sharing, doing that right now. And that's what my purpose is to share. Okay, this is where I am right now. And it wasn't until the last few years that I understood that just sharing who I am is a gift. It's a gift to people. And the more clear, unfiltered, and unlimited my sharing is, the greater the gift. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing that I get to share. And so we're going to look at this. We're going to look at this. What are we ready to let go of? What are we ready to look at? They said, oh, this has been so amazing in my life and it has served me so well, but I'm ready for the next thing. And who do I get to be? What's next for me? So we're going to look at what we're willing to release and what's already falling away organically because of what we've grown this year. So this session is all about that letting go, that shedding of those leaves so that we can go in and do the deep work. So I look forward to doing that work with you, and I look forward to seeing you too at the next session. I hope everyone has an absolutely amazing journey. I'll see you again at the next session.